While the world is expecting a war in the Middle East, it has started in South Asia. A warlike situation is unfolding between Afghanistan and Pakistan. On Friday morning, February 27th, Islamabad bombed major cities in the neighboring country, including the capital, Kabul. In the hours before the bombing, the Afghan Taliban had launched a major attack across the Pakistan border, fighting with equipment the United States left behind just a few short years ago. Although details are still emerging, the death toll is expected to be in dozens or even hundreds. According to Pakistan, the Afghan Taliban had become a proxy for India, and Pakistan's response was clear. Now it is open war between us and you.
Open war between...
State of open war.
Open war on Afghanistan.
Open war.
Open war on Afghanistan.
Before moving forward, a bit of historical context. Just a few years back, Pakistan and the Taliban were close allies. Pakistan supported the Taliban in their fight against the Soviets in the 80s, and was one of just 3 countries to recognize the Taliban as the legitimate government of Afghanistan when they captured Kabul in 1996, along with Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Pakistan even maintained relations with the Taliban during the U.S. occupation of Afghanistan, which began in 2001. This also irritated Washington, but Pakistan was unwilling to cut ties, as it believed the Taliban might eventually return to power. Pakistan wanted to keep them on its side to prevent the Taliban from hosting terror groups that could target Pakistan, including groups like TTP, the Pakistani Taliban, which has waged a violent insurgency against the Pakistani state since 2007, as well as groups like the Baloch Liberation Front. But unfortunately for Pakistan, when the Taliban returned to power in 2021, they made little to no effort to stop these terror groups. One of the major reasons is the poorly drawn Durand Line, which cuts across communities with strong social and cultural ties, especially among Baloch populations on both sides, many of whom have long-standing aspirations for their own state of Balochistan. How did Pakistan go from allies to declaring open war against the Afghan Taliban? Ever since the Afghan Taliban came to power in 2021, Pakistan has been demanding that they withdraw support for the TTP and stop providing safe haven for planning attacks and evading capture. Meanwhile, the TTP has stepped up its attacks. In 2025 alone, it carried out more than 600 direct and indirect attacks on Pakistani territory, mainly in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, killing both security personnel and civilians. Islamabad is also concerned about potential TTP collusion with other militant groups in the region, such as the Baloch Liberation Army. The Afghan Taliban's refusal to act against the TTP, along with rising suicide bombings and incidents like train hijackings, fueled growing frustration in Pakistan. This led Pakistan to carry out airstrikes in Kabul on the 9th of October, targeting the residence of TTP leader and Afghan Taliban ally Nur Wali Masood. Unlike routine border skirmishes, this was an unprecedented strike deep inside Afghanistan, signaling a clear policy shift. Pakistan was now willing to confront the Afghan regime directly to address its TTP problem. Following the airstrike, Afghanistan carried out ground attacks along the border, killing and injuring several security officials. Although Qatar brokered a temporary ceasefire on the 19th of October in Doha, both sides were unable to find a lasting solution. But why so? The fundamental issue is that even if the Taliban wanted to act, they may not be able to fully control or eliminate the various militant groups operating inside Afghanistan. Not only do they lack full state capacity, but a 2023 UN report estimated that more than 20 terror groups are active in the country, something that cannot be dismantled overnight. Another reason is internal fragmentation. The Taliban is not a fully unified structure. It operates through multiple factions, with power centers in Kandahar and Kabul. So even if one faction agrees with Pakistan, others may not cooperate. With one of the largest suicide bomb attacks on a Shia mosque on February 6th, the situation between the two countries is worsening faster than expected. Pakistan cannot expect to fight terrorism while itself harboring United Nations-designated terrorists on its own soil. If Pakistan does not move toward a long-term solution, it is most likely looking at a 2.5 front conflict with India, Afghanistan, and internal militancy. I hope you found this breakdown useful. I'll see you in the next one.